So yes, technically the 2ZR engine is in the Toyota Yaris, but we have a lot of stuff to do before this engine is actually running. So down here, I have a table full of all the stuff that I'm gonna need to put in this video, and this isn't even all of it. So before winter officially comes and this is up on jacks for another New Year's, let's get into it. This actually all starts with a trip to the junkyard and a hunt for some intact 2ZR fuel rails, which are kind of rare. Although this one is manual, which is very rare. I don't think I've ever seen a manual Scion XD. If I had the spare money, it might be worth pulling that transmission and having a spare that I could build up for the Yaris. All right, there we go. One down. This cost me about 30 bucks compared to getting it from dealership, even with like a friends and family discount from Graham, that would have been like 115 bucks. So Junkyard is always worth a look. Since Junkyard parts are so cheap, I went around to all the other Toyota Yarises to see if there was anything else I needed, and I even found this wide-bodied FRS. From the FRS, I got these sway bar brackets because when you're turning your car back to stock, it's little hardware that makes the difference and is sometimes not included with the OEM stuff. So some of this stuff is to improve performance, some of this stuff is just general maintenance, but we're gonna start with the things that were made obvious in the previous video. First off, the flywheel bolts. We've got actual 2ZR flywheel bolts from ARP. We've got a fuel rail that doesn't have a tiny little bend in it. We've got a racing thermostat that's gonna open at a lower temperature. And of course, we've got an alternator that actually matches this engine. Okay, with those old bolts out, I've got some ARP flywheel bolts for the 2ZZ, 2ZR, a bunch of other applications. Most importantly, I've got 8 instead of the 6 that were on the 1NZ. Oh, by the way, shout out to AMSOIL for these magnetic trays. They really make it easier to not lose stuff. And not 14s, you're something else, of course. Okay. Okay, now that the transmission is out, I'm gonna work on some of the stuff that we should have done last time, which is a throwout bearing and replacing these axle seals. Now, these axle seals are 2 different part numbers, so they're gonna be different sizes. We'll see which one is which. There we go. Ugh, it's on my pants. Gonna have to explain that one. The only problem with beating up your axle seals like this is you've got to be sure that you've got the right part, because this one's pretty much destroyed now. It wasn't looking great to begin with, but yeah, they're all destroyed, and if you had the wrong one, then you'd be stuck. This really isn't feeling like the right part. Okay, so that kind of doesn't fit. It's not rubberized like this one, it's metal, which makes me think it's not quite right. So I'm gonna see if I can get a different one. And I'm gonna move on to other things. Okay, so it's the next morning. I tried freezing this axle seal overnight, so maybe it shrunk a little bit, and I'm gonna heat up the receptacle here. Hopefully that works. And if not, I'm just gonna go buy a new one. Not bad. That axle seal is never coming out again, but it's in now. Okay, so the transmission is ready to go back in, but before we do that, there's a couple other things that we can get done on the engine while we got some room. Our fuel rail has a tiny little kink in it back here, and also the line that was on it is cut. So I'm gonna replace the fuel rail, and I've also got an extra line. So this is the new fuel rail with injectors. It is slightly different, but this one actually came off of a Scion XD, so it should be better and easier. Also, since I don't have a heater core in the car, the outlets and inlets for the heater core on the old engine were just looping into each other, so I got to do that on this engine as well. Could have done this when the engine was out, but where's the fun in that? Okay, so next up is an easy one. It's just swapping out this thermostat housing and putting a new thermostat in. These get pretty brittle over time. I don't know when this one was ever swapped out, if at all. So I got a new one, and I've got a new racing thermostat, which will open at a lower temperature. This is the OEM thermostat, and you can see here that it's designed to open up at 82 degrees Celsius, whereas the MOMOmoto one is designed to open up at 68 degrees Celsius. I've also got new radiator hoses, but those are obviously not going on yet. For one, we don't have a radiator in, and two, there's gonna be a change to the radiator, hopefully. I just need to find the right one. That is an automatic radiator, not a manual radiator. You'd think there'd be no difference, but the automatic radiator has a tiny little oil cooler in the bottom half for the transmission. So just the manual one alone will have a little bit more cooling capacity, and I'm gonna try and find an upgraded one, though it's tough to tell whether the aftermarket ones I'm finding are truly upgrades or not. Maybe we got to experiment. Maybe we'll find a manual one. Maybe this one will just go in for now just to get the car running because it's what I have. We'll see. For now, I'm going to take off the intake manifold because we've actually got a completely different one that's going to go on here. All right, let's take a look here. This one is the intake off of the 2ZR, the one that I already had. And this is the intake off of a 1ZR from the UK. This is off of a Toyota Yaris, not a Yaris, an Yaris, I guess. And this thing has a Toyota ACIS system. As the engine speeds up, it wants the air to come in faster. Well, it's hard to do that with a naturally aspirated engine. So what this manifold has is two different lengths of intake runner, and the ACIS system is a way to control at what RPM that changes. So this is a pretty simple intake with nothing else going on, and this has the ACIS system. So I'm gonna swap the throttle body over, and this should be our new intake system that'll hopefully add a couple more horsepower. It gives the tuner a little more flexibility more than anything. Okay, got a lot of stuff done, but as a recap, we've got the ACIS intake manifold on, the thermostat housing and the new thermostat in. We've got the fuel line in. We've got the clutch back on. We've got the coolant lines run. We've got the fuel lines run. We've got the brake booster lines sort of run. While everybody says that you can swap this in directly, that is all dependent on whether or not you have the parts coming with your new engine that are relevant to the swap and everything. This engine was missing a lot of hoses and things like that. You should expect that if you're coming from a junkyard engine. I'm probably gonna need a few little bits and bobs to actually get this running. There's definitely a few things on this engine where you can't use the Toyota Yaris 1NZ hoses. For instance, the PCV valve system is kind of behind the intake manifold here, whereas on the other engine, it was all the way back here. So the hose length and how they're bent and everything is gonna be totally different. Coolant lines are very different. If you are able to make your own lines, great. It's just cutting and making new lines. I'm gonna try and order the OEM lines, or at least find some solutions around with what I've got. There was also some hardware missing on this engine, but that's okay because I literally have a whole spare engine and the 1NZ uses a lot of the same hardware. So everything is bolted up as it should be. I still have a bunch of question marks looking at this engine because I only slightly know what I'm doing. And part of the problem is when you take an engine out and then wait more than 12 months to put the next one in, you're gonna forget a lot of things even if you do know what you're doing. So for me, a lot of this is just sitting and looking at it and trying to figure out what goes where. But while the engine itself is out of this car, and there are a lot of parts that can work with the 2ZR, there are a few that I'm not going to keep. So that means that they could go to another Yaris out there. The intake and the axle back exhaust system for one. Somebody has already claimed the injectors. I've got pulleys and all kinds of things. If you are interested in any of the parts that you've seen over the previous videos, message me and let me know because I probably have them. The suspension is all staying, but anything related to the engine, the intake, the exhaust, it's all changing now. So yeah. Give me a shout, let me know. That's gonna do it for this video though. I know this looks like it's actually less done than it was in the previous video, but trust me, we're making progress. We're moving forward.